Welcome to Ignite Success. We're going to talk today about AV catastrophes and how to avoid them when you're speaking. I'm Snowden McFall, your host, 25-year professional speaker, 6-time author, and coach for women in confident public speaking, burnout prevention, and life transitions. Unfortunately, I had the opportunity to see a woman speak recently who let her AV get the best of her. And it really undercut her authority. She didn't know how to use the microphone. She wasn't comfortable with her PowerPoint setup. She wasn't familiar with how to use the clicker. And it just made her look unprofessional. And that is so sad because her content was really good. She's very knowledgeable in her field. I don't want that to happen to you. So let's talk about how to avoid AV catastrophes and what you can do about them, because you want to present yourself in the best possible light as the expert in your subject whenever you have the chance to speak. Let's talk about microphones. This is a handheld microphone, and in this case it would normally plug into a wire. There are also wireless handheld mics. I often see women at events hold the mic out way out here. Nobody can hear you with a microphone like that. You need to put it almost on your chin. It needs to be here, and you need to hold it horizontally. If you ever look at people like Jennifer Lopez or Beyonce singing when they don't have on the lavalier mic, if they're using a handheld, you'll always see them have it like this or like this, never down here like this. So hold it close to your chin and test it. If you have a lavalier microphone, which is what I have here on for the show, a lavalier mic will plug in usually in the back of you, behind you. You have to test it and make sure that it's at the right height. I've noticed as a speaker I have to be very careful about lavalier mics and my hair, because if my hair rubs across a lavalier mic, it will make a horrible sound for the audience, and you don't want that to happen. And there are now Countryman mics that hook over your ear, and you'll see a little kind of off-white mic come out in front. You see that on most performers these days. Most bands and singers have those kinds of mics. The key with microphones and with everything else is to prepare, to practice with them, to get familiar with them, to know how to use them. If, for example, and this often happens for me, I will request a lavalier mic, but I will also request a handheld mic, and this is the key part, on a separate frequency. Because if I'm going out to talk to my audience, which I often do, and ask them questions or have them share stories, when I am talking and I hand them the mic, if we're on the same frequency, it's going to make a horrible static noise and upset the audience. We don't want that. The secret there is you ask the AV specialist for a separate frequency so that doesn't interfere. I remember once speaking up in New England, and I was at a hotel, and every time a truck went by and they were on their breaker, they're on their own microphones inside their trucks, their radios, it would make a horrible static noise inside of the room off of my microphone. For whatever reason, it was transmitting on the same frequency and it was creating a massive static. Even with the AV expert in the room, we discovered that I finally had to take off the mic because it was so disruptive to the audience and to the presentation. You don't want that to happen. Again, preparation and practice is key. And if you can have an AV specialist in the room with you, awesome. Take advantage of that. If you're speaking in a hotel or a conference center, they usually do have AV specialists, and you can get in there early. I always go in, even if I'm not on until 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I go in early in the morning, meet with the AV specialist, get to know the setup of the room, get to know the staging, get to know exactly how all the equipment works so that I don't have any problems and everything works smoothly when I'm ready to go. The key with microphones is to practice, and that's part of your vocal variety skill set. Know when you want to be really quiet and you want to soften your voice, and then you'll bring the mic even closer to your chin when you get really soft. Or when you want to be much louder, you're going to want to pull the mic back. Microphones are just one of the many tools you'll use as a speaker and one of the many skill sets that you want to develop. The more you do that, the better off you'll be and the more professional you are as a presenter. If you'd like to find out about more, and if you'd like to have a complimentary consulting session with me about confident public speaking, you can email me at connect@firedupnow.com. That's firedupnow.com. firedupnow.com. Thanks for listening, and next time I'll talk to you about other AV catastrophes to avoid, particularly with PowerPoint.